What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I'm going to teach you the simple basic rule that allowed me to finally start winning at poker. Once I figured this out, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step example hand in today's video showing you how to do this for yourself at the poker table. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, so what is this simple rule? It is ASF, always stack the fish. Now let me unpack this for you. Who are the fish? Well, the fish, these are our fishy friends. You know, I'm not the most politically correct poker player. These are the players who play bad. They play way too many hands. They play all sorts of nonsense. They'll chase any draw. They'll chase you down with bottom pair. They give you the bad beats. You guys know who I'm talking about. What you guys really need to know is that these players lose heavily over the long run. These are the players who basically prop up the entire industry, including your profits. While I know they can be frustrating to play against sometimes when they hit their lucky card, the reality is the math dictates that 80-90% of the time they do not hit their lucky card, like we're going to see in today's example. So guys, 90% of your profits are going to come from making big hands versus these players, but most people screw this up. I've seen this again and again with my students over the years, is that they're leaving money on the table. They're not stacking them. And I didn't explain stacking, by the way. Stacking means that you are getting every last chip that your opponent has in front of you. And I'm going to tell you by the end of this video, if you don't have every single chip in their stack in your stack when you win this hand, you've screwed up. I'm going to show you how to stop making that mistake right now. So you call pre-flop with 2 red 3s, nice little baby pocket pair. Guys, I have made a career out of hands like this. You call on the button versus a fish. We're going to assume you're playing a typical low stakes game, $1, $2 cash game, $1, $3, something like that. So pot's going to be around $20 going to the flop. So flop comes down with our dream flop, the 7 king 3 rainbow, meaning 3 different suits, and there's a 3 on there. We've hit bottom set. If this player has a hand like king queen, ace king, king jack, which fish love to play, I mean fish play any king, let's be honest. If they have any of these hands, we are literally like 94% to win versus these hands. They are literally almost drawing dead. They're gonna beat you like 6% of the time. So the fish does what fish do. They bet their tiny amount, their $5 into $20. People always ask me, what do you do when they make this little fish bet? So we're gonna talk about that right now. Well guys, what you need to do here is you need to make a pot-sized raise with your bottom set here with your pocket 3s on the 7 king 3. The mistake that most people make is they raise far too little. They'll only make it $15 for example, or $10 or even $20. Guys, the problem with this is you're playing into their game. You're allowing them to dictate the size of the pot by keeping it artificially low. You need to make it $30 instead, which is a pot size raise. You're letting your opponent know that, hey, we're in charge. You're not going to artificially lower the size of the pot with your little $5 bets. You're going to face a real bet if you want to continue in this hand. And the other mistake that a lot of people make is they don't even raise at all. They just call, which is an absolute disaster, guys, because again, ASF, always stack the fish. How are we going to stack them when we just call $5? We're not building a pot. As I talk about in my first poker book, Crushing the Micro Stakes, you cannot win big pots at the small stakes unless you build them. This is how I was able to play this game as a 10+ year professional, is by understanding this basic rule at the lower stakes that the vast majority of players are passive, and unless you make a big raise and build that pot, you're not going to win a big pot. So guys, you're only costing yourself money, and you need to realize that when you raise your very small insignificant amount to $10 or $15 here, or you don't even raise at all. Make sure you make a pot size raise here to $30. Let's go see the turn, because we're going to assume that the fish calls, of course. So the turn is all about setting them up to stack the fish here. So the turn comes with a 10 of diamonds, a totally harmless card. It really doesn't change anything at all because we have bottom set. If this player has any of these hands, like a top pair, they are actually drawing dead at this point, meaning that there's no card remaining in the deck that they can catch. If they have any kind of hand like a king jack, a king queen, an ace king, anything like that. So we're going to assume that the fish makes their fish bet once again. So the pot's going to be $80 now, $20 pre-flop, and then we raise it to $30 on the flop. They match with the $30, so pot's $80 now on the turn. We're going to assume that the fish bets their ridiculous $10 once again. This is what they love to do. What should you do? Again, guys, a lot of people will make the mistake here of just raising it to $30, just raising it to $50. I tend to play these these situations a little bit differently. I raise it to $100 here, which is a pot-sized bet. Basically, I let the fish know that I am in charge of the hand here, not them. They're going to be playing by my rules in this hand, and if they want to chase whatever ridiculous draw they might have here or call down with their bottom pair or whatever, it's gonna be very expensive for them. In fact, the whole point of this, by the way, is to set them up to stack them on the river. And we're gonna talk about that right now. Honestly, it doesn't even matter, guys. But the river's gonna come down with the queen of hearts in this situation, and the fish bets something ridiculous again, $20. Pot's over $200 now. You should just go all in, guys, with your pocket threes here. It doesn't matter how much money is behind. Literally just go all in, because no fish in the history of poker, I looked it up before making this video, has ever folded, let's count them, pocket aces, ace king, king queen, king jack, king 10, or queen 10 on this board. They will literally call any amount, guys. And therefore, if you raise something small here, or just for some reason only call here, again, you are only costing yourself money, guys. You need to make these players pay the maximum amount. ASF always stack the fish if there is any money left in their stack at the end of this hand, and they flip over a hand like king queen. That is on you. You are only costing yourself money, guys, because this is, again, where 90% of your profits will come from. For some reason, nobody is talking about simple extraction like this. Again, I wrote an entire book on it, Crushing the Micro Stakes. I'll actually link that up in the description below if you guys are interested. Guys, I made a career out of understanding how to stack the bad players like this every single time, and if you do this, I think your poker results are going to start improving drastically as well. Let me know in the comments below how you play hands like this, and like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And by the way, if you want to know my entire strategy to smash these small and mid stakes games, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. ASF always stack the fish. This has been Nathan Williams with blackgreen79.com.